Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Baggage Claim. Welcome to episode 2. Today, we're going to be talking about body image, confidence, loving yourself for exactly who you are and what you are, and the journey of doing that. Because obviously, it's not easy, but we're learning to love ourselves at every single stage of life. And yeah, today's episode is called The Weight I've Carried. And I want to tell you guys a little bit about my journey with my body image, with my weight. I feel like it's something mostly everyone or almost everyone could relate to. I know women could definitely relate, and I know a lot of men that could relate as well. So I think it's an important topic that we talk about and we cover and we just get super raw and real about because everyone feels it. Like, no matter how good you think I look or how good I think you look, it doesn't really matter, right? Because we're the hardest on ourselves. Like, we're harder on ourselves than anyone else is. So, yeah. So basically, we're going to talk about how we're on this journey to love ourselves every single step of the way and not be so hard on ourselves and so critical, and at least try not to be. I know it's easier said than done. I'm not here to tell anyone how to look. I'm just sharing my own baggage with body image. So that's a little disclaimer. I want to just say that before we get started in this episode. I thought it was only right. It's morning time. I'm ready for my Pilates class, but I haven't worked out in a few days and I'm not feeling the best about myself. So I thought it would be the perfect time to just cozy up in this room and get real and raw with you guys. So let's get into it. I'm going to tell you guys my journey with my weight and my body. And by the way, this episode is not about dieting or perfection. It's about loving our bodies exactly the way that they are and every stage that they go through, and loving ourselves even when our weight fluctuates, and consciously trying to make an effort to do so. So this episode is not about perfection or how to look a certain way. This episode is about loving yourself exactly how you are right this second behind this screen, because it's so important that we do that as women. As humans, we are ever evolving. So we are always changing. We're always going through something. Our bodies are always different. And I'm just going to tell you guys my personal story. So it may not be the same as yours or look the same as yours, but I thought it could be inspiring for me to just share my story with my body image and my weight and how I fluctuate and how I feel about myself today. So yeah, I'm just sharing my story. Hopefully I can shed some light on learning to love yourself and maybe giving you some words of affirmation or some positivity today to truly look in the mirror and appreciate what you see and thank yourself for giving yourself life. This is our vessel. We need to love our vessel, because if we didn't have this shell, we wouldn't be here. Obviously, we all have our souls inside. I don't know if this is all off topic, but it's so important to love your vessel. I want to talk about the first time I ever became aware of my body. And it's so crazy because I was thinking about this last night, and I truly remember the first time I realized oh, I'm a girl. I'm supposed to look a certain way, or maybe I don't look perfect, or maybe I need to be smaller or skinnier. And it was when I was at Miami Country Day School. I was probably in 4th grade, and we started in PE class. We started doing swim lessons, and I'll never forget going and picking out my bathing suits and my one pieces to wear for swim class. And it was obviously co-ed, so it was boys and girls. And I just remember being in the girls' locker room, being in 4th grade, and I think that's right before the time you hit puberty, so you're starting to be self-aware and body conscious. And I just remember putting on my bathing suit and feeling so embarrassed and being oh my gosh, I don't want to go in front of the boys like this. I'm nervous that they're not gonna like how I look. I don't like how I look, so other people are definitely gonna look at me and judge me, and maybe they'll have a different idea of me now that they're seeing more of me. And I just remember having this daunting feeling of just feeling really super uncomfortable in my skin, which is so sad because it's I was so little. Looking back now, it's girl, you did not even have boobs. I didn't have anything. I was a baby. This was pre-puberty, and I'm already worried about the way that I look. And I was also thinking, I'm where does that stem from? where did that come from? Because at that age, like, how do you even know about these things? But it's like, honestly, at that age, I was probably already watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I was probably also watching. I loved E News, and I would always watch with my mom. Me and my mom are best friends, and I would watch like what is it, like Kendra Wilson, like the Playboy Bunnies, like that little TV show, and everyone was in shape and working out and body conscious, and my mom was always like in amazing shape and just naturally super skinny and wearing the cutest little clothes and heels, and I was obsessed with Fergie, and I've always been like a little diva. So maybe that's why I was like so already aware, because I would literally, like, after school, my thing is I would come home, I would sit at my desktop in my library at my house, and I would just watch music videos until bedtime and like skip homework to watch music videos, because I was so obsessed with like the culture and women and being beautiful and looking a certain way, and I just was like infatuated with the fact that women are so beautiful, and I was like, I want to look like that one day, I want to be that. And so I already started judging myself, obviously, I think as any woman would, or any young girl. So yeah, I think that's where that like stemmed from for me. Like when I was that little girl, I'm taking myself back to being in the locker room. I remember like looking around and seeing the other girls and being like, oh my God, some of the girls here are taller than me and have longer legs than me. And I was always kind of, some people, it's so funny because as I'm speaking, I'm like, some people are gonna watch this and be like, what is she talking about? Because you may not see it, but this is something that I like genuinely like saw in myself, still see in myself sometimes. But I remember just looking at myself and being like, I've always been curvier. I've always been a curvier girl, especially like in my legs and my hips. I've just always been the curvier type of person. I just remember like looking at myself and being like, oh my gosh, like I look bigger here than the other girls do in my class, and I was just uncomfortable. Like I would sometimes pretend to be sick so I wouldn't have to change into my bikini, go to the nurse's office instead, or wear my bikini and be super embarrassed and hold my towel around myself until the second I have to get in the pool. And honestly, if I'm being honest, I still do that till this day. So I think comparing myself to other girls, I think the media, I think having a mom that was so beautiful and skinny, like I think there were just certain things that made me self-conscious. I also remember when I was younger not eating at lunch, at being like at lunchtime in middle school, and just being like too embarrassed to eat in front of any of the guys. So I would literally sometimes eat my lunch in the bathroom stalls. And this is when I went to university school, and I remember the lunch was so good, but me and one of my best friends at the time, I will not say names because it's not my story to tell, we would literally take our lunch to the bathroom and eat it, because we were too embarrassed to eat in the cafeteria in front of people, because we thought that's disgusting. We don't want to eat because if we eat, we'll look fat. And that's so sad, like to think about and to look back on, because it's like, I was literally just a little tiny girl and I'm like so self-conscious. But truly, I think it was like already societal. Obviously, society has gotten so much more intense as I've grown up with it getting worse. Like every year it gets worse and worse and worse. The beauty standards are obviously so unrealistic, but I remember that being my relationship with my body from a very young age. And like I said before, just like watching music videos, seeing my mom, seeing other girls, comparing myself, being in middle school, going through puberty, wanting to look a certain way, and it was hard for me. And I will also say I've always been like a super big foodie. So for me, I've been like, I love to eat till this day. I'm a super big foodie. I love food. I love the feeling of like eating something and feeling really happy while eating it. Like that has always been something that I loved. But I will say, obviously at times it hasn't been the best trait. I don't know, you see, like I haven't worked on myself in this way where I don't know if what I'm saying is right or wrong, and I don't know who I could be triggering or, whatever, because I haven't really like even ever really spoke about this, maybe briefly with my therapist, but never like truly. So I hope what I'm saying isn't triggering. I'm just being honest about my relationship with food and myself. So for me, I notice I'm like a very big emotional eater. I know when some girls are sad, they're like, I can't eat anything. And like for me, I've always been the opposite, to where if I'm feeling sad or I'm not feeling good, I'll reach for a snack or reach for, something that makes me feel good, something yummy, something that's probably not that healthy for me and my body. but in the moment it's gonna make me feel better. So I've always kind of been an emotional eater as well. So I thought I would like touch on that and say that just because you guys could get a clear understanding on like where I'm at with like eating food. I'm gonna get to where I am now with eating, but there was definitely periods of my life going through middle school and high school where I would emotionally eat or be like super upset and decide like, oh, I'm just gonna like eat so much food because it's gonna make me feel good in this moment. And then obviously afterwards feel so terrible about myself. Like the next day wake up and be like, how did I consume that much food? That's not normal. But it was truly because in that moment it was making me feel good. So I definitely went through like a lot of emotional eating through middle school and high school. Yeah, so those are kind of like my early years of that. I also remember, obviously, diet culture was like a huge thing growing up. And I remember just like being in high school and looking up like how to lose 10 pounds in 5 days. And there was this diet I would do. It was called the military diet. And I would literally do it like anytime I would feel like, oh, I'd been binging, I had not, felt my best. I'm like, okay, it's time for the military diet. So I would like look this diet up, and it was like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and I had like every day like what you eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it was like literally like 5 saltine crackers and like a cup of cottage cheese, or like a piece of whole wheat toast and like a tablespoon of peanut butter and like black coffee, and or like just a like literally like a one hot dog and a piece of cheddar cheese and a cup of broccoli. And like it was like all of these little weird concoctions that I would eat, and I would lose the weight. Like I would lose the weight. I'd drop the 10 pounds, but then I would gain it right back. And then I would do it again, and then I would drop the 10 pounds, but then I'd gain it right back. So it was like nothing that was like really truly a good healthy lifestyle change. Like I wasn't making good long-term choices, healthy choices. It was more of a quick fix, right? And I think that we've all been there before. I remember being like in 10th grade maybe and going to like Jenny Craig and being like, I need to be at Jenny Craig, and like being in a room with like older women, everyone like 50 and up, 30s and up, maybe 30 is youngest. And I was like, honestly, maybe I wasn't even in high school. I may have been like 12, not even kidding. And I went with my grandma because she was going, and I was like, you know what, I want to go to Jenny Craig because I need to lose weight. Which it's so weird because I feel like looking back now, when I look back at myself at that time, I'm like, I was so skinny, I looked so good, what was I thinking? But it's like in the moment, I don't see that. Like I'm like, I don't see that. And then when I look back, I'm like, I looked so good. So I also try to keep that in mind nowadays and just be like, although I may not think I look good right now, future me will probably think I look good. And, what could I eat today to nourish my body and fuel me and make me feel good and eat like healthy, yummy, delicious foods, or like cook something yummy for myself to where I'm feeling stronger, I'm feeling healthy, I feel like I'm nourishing my body, I'm not eating things like gluttonly or like binge eating to like search for a feeling that I can't find, which emotionally for me, I think it would just be like literally the happy hormones that go off in your head when you eat, like it's a real thing. So I think just trying not to eat emotionally. If I'm feeling emotional, what else could we do other than binge eat, right? Like what else could we do? Can we go work out? Can we go do a workout class? Can we go for a walk? Can we cook ourselves a healthy meal? Yes. So I think that has been my approach these days. And I won't say I'm 100% happy with my body and my weight where I am, because I'm not. And I don't know if I ever will be, because I've been through so many stages in life where I've been the 22-inch waist. I've been 106 pounds. I've done it, and it's like I always feel the same way about myself. So for me, I feel like this is a lifelong journey of just practicing loving myself and consciously making an effort to like what I see in the mirror and to love myself and accept my body for exactly what it is, accept myself at every single stage, because we're never gonna always look the same. Life, this experience in life, it's linear, right? Like we're forever evolving, we're forever changing, we're aging, like we're going through different phases of life. So I think it's only natural that we are changing. And if you can't love yourself through every single step and phase, it's not going to be great, because I think the one thing that's inevitable is change. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it today, I guess. So I want to say in the past 5.5 years, my relationship with myself and my body, I thought growing up in Miami was tough, but then when I moved to LA, it was like a different beast. The beauty standards are insane. And me being in a public relationship when I first moved to LA didn't help at all. So when I first moved to LA, I think I was probably 115 pounds, maybe 120, going back and forth, 115, 120. And I was in a good place with my weight, I would say. I honestly will say when I moved to LA, I think I was in a great place with myself, knowing exactly who I was. All of that changed very quickly. And that's another episode to talk about past relationships and things like that. But I will say when I first moved to LA, I immediately, within the first 4 days of moving to LA, literally within the first week of living in LA, I got my boobs done. And that surgery in itself, after surgery, you're not wanting to eat much, right? You're gonna like reach for the saltines, and you're on pain meds, and you're on all these things. So naturally, I started to lose weight because I had just gotten surgery. I was living with my ex-boyfriend at the time, and I was healing. So I wasn't eating much. I was just focused on healing, looking good. I want to be skinny. I want to, have big boobs and small arms. Intermission. I hope I look good. Also, part of me in my head is like, do I look fat right now? Is this like me being a fat girl talking about being fat? And also, like, do I look pretty? Like, I don't know. I didn't want to, like, get done up for this episode. I literally rolled out of bed, threw on my workout set, and have my Mickey Mouse blanket here. And I'm just trying to talk to you guys and get real and deep. But part of me wants to just go like this during this episode, because this is kind of how I feel most comfortable. But also, I want to be a good influence, and I want to make sure you guys don't feel alone. So I also just want to be like this. And if my arms don't look exactly the way I want them to look, then that's okay, because we're not perfect, right? Am I right? Okay, not me spiraling. So when I moved to LA, there was a significant weight loss. People were like, did she get a skinny BBL? Like, oh my God, she lost so much weight and she got her boobs done, so maybe she also like got lipo. I remember like specifically some of my friends being like, did you get lipo? And I was like, no, I didn't get lipo. But I was just so tiny. It was actually insane. And then I think within like 2.5 months after my boob job, I got my nose done. And the time in between, I wasn't eating, because literally, guys, all I was doing is I had just gotten together with my ex, and he was on a mission to elevate me. So like basically we chopped my hair. I had my tits done. I'm getting fitted basically every day for new outfits, going shopping every day, having a tailor come to the house and tailor my pants for me so they could fit me perfect and I could look super snatched, and my waist is literally like 22 inch. I pull out the clothes today that I was wearing then, and I'm literally like, how did I get this on one of my legs? Like, I was so skinny, and I think just the pressure of all of it, like dating someone that was so well known, and me coming from Miami and just like wanting to live up to this image that he had and be like the perfect girlfriend for him. It's like I was under so much stress and pressure, but like looking back, I didn't think that I was at the time. At the time, I was like, no, this is normal. This is like what I should be doing. And like this is what people do. Like this is what people do when they move to LA. So I need to just like rock with it. And I was just kind of in fight or flight, like, okay, fuck it, like whatever you want me to do, I'll do. So get my boobs done, barely eating. I literally had like a stack of saltines in the house that I would eat like every now and then. Like I would eat saltines, or I'd go to the snack cabinet and eat like Cheez-Its, but like other than that, I literally wouldn't eat. And then I started doing like one meal a day, and I would do like a salad from Jones on 3rd with grilled chicken, not the fried chicken, or I would do like a sweet green bowl, and that would be it for the day. And then I would just drink like a shit ton of water. And basically just focus on being like a good girlfriend and looking good and being there for when he came home. And I didn't realize I was pretty unfulfilled and pretty miserable, and that's probably why I wasn't eating. But yeah, my relationship with myself and food became very unhealthy. I look back at that time and I'm like, was I even eating? Like, what was I doing? But yeah, I don't think that I was. And if I was eating, it was at very weird hours. I don't know. That's like a whole different beast talking about that relationship. But yeah, so the beauty standards and the pressure of like looking perfect got way worse when I moved to LA. Obviously, I'd never been paparazzi'd in my life. I started getting paparazzi'd, being with my boyfriend. I want to look skinnier. Oh my God, get her a nose job. Her nose looks like shit. Okay, I get a nose job. After my nose job, I lose even more weight. I'm fucking tiny. I'm just like trying to like stay fit so I could fit into like my entire new wardrobe. My 22-inch waist, which is like fine. By the way, this is before Ozempic fad, before Manjaro. Like this is like before, like pre. So at this point, it's like you need to gain some weight because we need to get your body done. That's what's next. Like we need to get your body done. So then I'm like so skinny. I'm like, I don't want to gain weight. I hate being fat. Like I'm actually like, that sounds so bad, but like at that point, like I still didn't think I was skinny enough, which looking back, I was tiny, tiny. So I'm like, what? I have to gain weight? Like that's the last thing I want to do. Like I'm so afraid to gain weight, more afraid than ever now. And thank God I honestly never went through with getting my body done because I just knew in my heart it's not something I wanted to do. Like I never had the urge or the thought to do that before him. So it's like, why would I do that? Because he wants me to do that. My nose, I had thought about it before. It's something that crossed my mind. My boobs, I also never thought about. But then when I moved to LA and, I got introduced to all the best doctors, I'm like, having a nice rack wouldn't kill me. Like, why not? So I did them. And honestly, like, best decision ever. I still stand by both the things I did. I really love the results. And, like, I'm genuinely happy with them. Thank God. Like, if I wasn't, can't imagine how I would feel. I think I would be, like, really fucking devastated. So, yeah, LA definitely made my relationship with my body worse. But I didn't even realize it at the time. I didn't realize a lot of things at the time. At the time, everything I was going through, I just turned 22. I thought all of these things were normal. And I was like, honestly, maybe I didn't in the back of my mind, but I was normalizing them. So in the moment, no, but looking back, yeah, like not a normal scenario, not a normal situation to be in, and not a normal relationship with myself in general. So yeah, not with my body either. Like I wasn't having any respect for myself. So it's like, how would I be respecting my body if I'm not respecting myself? Like I just wasn't in that place. Unfortunately, it's really sad, but it's the truth. Fast forward to me getting out of that relationship, right? I got out of that relationship. I'm going out in LA. Everyone's beautiful in LA. Everyone's skinny. Everyone's a model. Like everyone's perfect. So you want to look perfect all the time, right? So it's different. Like it is different. Like Miami's crazy, but like LA is like different. Like everyone's looks so beautiful. So you always want to like look so beautiful and like keep up and whatever. So after my relationship, I obviously like started forming more of my own life in LA. I started going out, I started making friends, like I started just like doing my thing, which by the way, I always did have a life in LA because before I got into this relationship, I would go almost every year to LA for a good period of time and stay with my aunt Nicole, and I made friends through other friends like Lauren Giraldo and just like certain people. Like I had a friend group already. I just hadn't gone out with them while living in LA yet. So after my relationship, I was like, okay, I'm going to utilize my friendships that I have here and I'm going to start going out and I'm going to hang out and I'm going to like build my own little life because I love it here. So that's what I did. So I started going out, and obviously I think with the going out, when I was in a relationship, I wasn't going out as much. So with going out and stuff, I started gaining weight and whatever. And it was just like only natural for that to happen due to the fact that I'm not in a relationship. I'm not under all this pressure. I'm not having sex almost every single day, things like that. So that was that. And then my mental health scare, which you could go and learn about in my last episode and my first episode. And that's about my journey with OCD and going through all of that. So when I first started my OCD cycle, before I knew it was OCD and I literally thought I was going crazy, for the longest time I thought that my brain was just wired for anxiety. I'd get stuck on these really scary thoughts, these what if thoughts. What if I'm secretly a terrible person? What if something bad happens because of me? And no matter what I did, I couldn't stop worrying. I just thought that was how my life was going to be until I found out that I had OCD. And OCD is one of the most misunderstood mental health conditions. The stereotypes make it seem like it's all about liking things organized, but the reality is OCD could latch on to anything that matters to you. For example, your health, your relationships, your morals. It causes intrusive, distressing thoughts that won't let up, and you'll literally try anything to make the distress go away. Like constantly researching, endlessly checking your work, or repeatedly like seeking reassurance about worst case scenario situations that will probably never happen, but still take up all of your concern and most of your time. And when you don't know why you're thinking and doing these things, it's absolutely terrifying. I've been there. Living with untreated OCD was so scary. It was exhausting. It was super lonely. But when I learned that it can actually be highly manageable, everything changed for me. The thing is, OCD needs specialized treatment. The most effective treatment for OCD is a type of specialized therapy called ERP, which stands for Exposure and Response Prevention. And that's why I want to tell you guys about NoCD. NoCD is such an amazing app. It's the world's leading provider of OCD treatment with licensed therapists who specialize in treating OCD with ERP therapy. NoCD therapists understand intrusive thoughts, the compulsions, and the whole cycle that keeps you trapped. They'll work with you live, face-to-face, virtual sessions to help you break free of OCD's grip. Plus, NoCD is covered by insurance for over 155 million Americans. And they provide support between sessions, so you're never alone in this journey. So if you relate to any of this, visit nocd.com and book a free call with their team. That's nocd.com. Trust me, getting the right help changes everything. Hope this message helps. For those 7 months of me just like suffering in silence, I basically like wouldn't eat because food would really gross me out. So it was like really hard for me to eat. So I lost a lot of weight. Then when I finally figured out it was OCD and I went and I got treatment and I was in my IOP, I started an SSRI, right? I got on Prozac and I started eating, and the Prozac made me put on weight. I gained 20 pounds. And after treatment, like post-treatment, I want to say I was in treatment in October. By February, I was 20 pounds overweight due to starting the SSRI. And I was so uncomfortable, like literally so uncomfortable, but it was such a weird place to be in because I was in the best space I'd ever been mentally. But physically, I was so upset with the way that I looked because I had never been that heavy before. And I was just like so self-conscious. I remember like specifically going on this one trip to Vegas, I'll never forget, and it was for the Super Bowl. And I got to Vegas and the only thing I fit into was these like Levi's denim, like baggy, like big pants, like huge pants that I would wear with stripper heels to like elongate my body. You couldn't see the heels, but they would elongate me and like make me look slimmer than I was. And I would wear like these Skims turtlenecks. So I would do like a Skims turtleneck, different color every day in Vegas, those pants and stripper heels. And I also got my hair like super long. So I had like long extensions in because I was like, okay, if I have long extensions in, like that will also elongate me. Like I was doing everything I could to just like make myself feel good physically because I was like, you know what? I don't want to get off the meds because I am happy. Like I finally feel good. Like I have my mind back. Like I don't care how I look. But then the other half of me is like, okay, obviously I'm still a young girl. I'm vain. I'm traveling. I'm, going out. I'm like a very social girl. Like this is not the way I want to look. So it was like the weirdest tug of war of like, which one's more important? So I'll never forget. Back to Vegas. I get to Vegas. I'm wearing literally, like I said, my Skims long piece, like my Skims long turtlenecks, these huge jeans, these huge stripper heels. And like, I'm going around town. Like this is what I'm wearing. And I will never forget. I walk in to Poppy Steak, right, in Vegas at the Fountain Blue, and it had just opened. And two guys come up to me that I know, that I've known for years, and I will never forget. One of them was like, oh my God, like, congratulations. Like, you're expecting? Like, what happened? Like, since when? Like, oh my gosh. And I literally started bawling because I was like, oh my gosh, like, I do look like I'm like beginning stages of pregnant. And I was just so sad because I was just like, I obviously, that's like the number one thing a woman never wants to hear, especially if you're not pregnant. Like, that's literally so scary. And I just remember being so upset and going to the bathroom with my sister and being like, am I ugly? Like, should we go back to the room? Like, am I fat? Like, this is horrible. And she was like, Cameron, you're beautiful. It's fine. Like, who cares? Those guys are assholes. And they are assholes. Like, genuinely, they're assholes. And I was like, fine, you're right. Like, let me like get it together. So I like gathered myself. And funnily enough, you guys, I'm not even kidding. In the same night, I ended up meeting and hooking up with one of, I don't want to sound like a corny little bitch, but like one of the biggest pop stars ever. Nicest, most genuine guy, so sexy, and hit it off right away. And like, that just goes to show, like, I didn't need the validation, but it goes to show, like, when you carry yourself with confidence and you're not like sitting in the corner and sad and like trying to be a shell of yourself, but you're like confident and you're like aura is auraing and you're like walking around and you're owning exactly who the fuck you are, like, you attract good things. So it's also about like having confidence, faking it till you make it, and like accepting yourself and embracing yourself. And the second I did that, met such a cool person, had such a fun night, and they loved it and I did too. And I was like, I'm not that bad after all, I guess. So I guess the validation was there a little bit, but what I took away from it was having confidence and like being comfortable in your own skin is like the sexiest thing you could wear. Nobody realizes like the extra 10 pounds you're carrying besides yourself. Like, truly, I don't think people actually genuinely even like look at that. I think something I've learned is people are thinking more about themselves than they are you. So I don't think people are like thinking as much about you as you think that they are. I think everyone's being really self-aware of themselves. Obviously there's judgmental, nasty people out there that are probably like, she gained weight, she did this, she did that. But also that's such a reflection of like how they feel about themselves. Like, I don't know. I just don't think it's a fair thing to do to like talk about people's weight in that way. Obviously we've all been bitchy before, but that's something that I've really like don't like to do. Like, I would never sit there and like talk shit about somebody's weight that like fluctuates, because it's just fucked. Like, why would I do that? So basically, like, the point of the Vegas moment is that like outside opinions, it's literally noise, and like everyone has a different opinion. So it's like the only opinion that truly matters is your own. And like I said before, like having confidence in who you are and like loving yourself for exactly what you look like and exactly who you are that day is so important, because that's you today. And obviously we could always strive to be healthier and, you know, more comfortable and like in a healthy way. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with like consciously making good choices of the type of food that you put in your body, or, you know, working out and doing a Pilates class that makes you feel good, or going on a 10K step walk. Like, all of those things are so important. And it is important, I think, to like be in shape and like the way you look. I just don't think that I also think it's important to accept your body's anatomy and like your shape and your figure, because that, although it could get like skinnier and then bigger, that like your physique doesn't change. Like, I will always be a curvy girl. So basically, like, going back to this time, also I want to mention, like, so during this time when I gained all this weight and I was in Vegas, I also forgot a huge part of the story, had just started Manjaro, because I spoke with my doctors and they were like, okay, well, you like the Prozac, it's like, you know, it's mixing well with you, it's working, but you don't like the weight gain. Maybe we could get you on Manjaro to like a GLP-1 to try to balance out the weight and like make you, you know, feel good all around. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna try Manjaro. So I get on 2.5 milligrams of Manjaro. Obviously I lost the extra weight. So I lost the 20 pounds I had gained, and I've been on Manjaro ever since, which it's probably been like 2 years, maybe 2.5 years that I've been on Manjaro. And I will say, like, for me, it stabilizes me. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's like, my body type, like who I am, like I don't think I will ever be the type, like even when I was at my skinniest, I'm 105 pounds, 106, 107 pounds, whatever the hell, like even at the skinniest there, like my physique didn't change. Like the shape of my body did not change and it's never going to. Like I'm never going to be the girl that's like taking Manjaro and I become like a stick because that's not my body type. That's not my anatomy. So I've honestly like in recent days like I've just learned to like love my body in my shape for what it is, embrace it, and I'm still trying to do that. Like that's literally like what I'm trying to do all the time. So I'm like learning to love myself every step of the way. Obviously, it's a conscious choice and it's a journey, and I think it's like a never ending journey. I think it's something all women and men are going to deal with until the end of time. Like we're always going to be, thinking about it just due to the media and the pressure and all these new things. And now all the GLP ones that everyone's on. But like I'm a perfect example. Like I'm on Manjaro. I've gone up to like 7 milligrams and I still will not become a stick. Like I will never have like stick legs and like a stick hips and like be super, super model skinny. And that's just not me. And I think like accepting that has been one of the biggest blessings because it's given me so much clarity on like loving myself and just being like, okay, this is who I am, this is what I look like, and I honestly fucking love my body. And just telling myself that and looking in the mirror and appreciating myself and being like, I'm hot, I'm sexy. So I think overall, the point of this conversation is to try to embrace yourself for exactly who you are and what you are, because no matter what you do, surgeries, medications, just the whole journey of it, looking back, like I said, in the moment where like now looking back, I'm like, I looked so good there. I thought I looked terrible, or I didn't think I looked good enough. So it's like, don't be so hard on yourself. Love yourself. Look in the mirror today and like compliment yourself. Like give yourself a compliment on something that it is that you like about your body. And when you're doing your negative self talk, try to be self aware and try to change it and try to like say positive affirmations and just try to see yourself from a different lens because it's not that serious, one, and nobody sees you the way you see yourself, in a sense where no one's as hard on you as you are on yourself, or at least me. I'm only sharing my experience. Like I said previously in the beginning of this video, like I haven't been in therapy for anything like this. This is just a journey I've been on myself as a woman, and I don't know, I thought that sharing my story today could maybe inspire you guys to feel confident today, or just not be so hard on yourself, because life's short. We have one body, we have one little vessel. This is our life. So take care of it, treat it nicely, and love on it and enjoy it. And just, be happy and make healthy choices. Like, that's all I could say about all of it. But yeah, if you've ever hated your reflection, this is a reminder that your worth doesn't change when your body does. And that is literally facts, because it's facts. Like, think about that statement, the truth. We all carry body image baggage, but what if we just decided to stop apologizing for it? It's okay. Like, it's fine that we don't feel 100% about our bodies, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, and just trying to be mindful today on loving ourselves and doing the same thing every single day, because that's all we could do, right? And being healthy. If you've made it to the end of this episode, please go watch my last episode and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Cameron Swanson and also on Baggage Claim by Cameron. Those are both of my Instagram handles. And you could also follow me on TikTok at Baggage Claim by Cameron. And I think today's affirmation, I want it to be, my body is my home, not my project. This is our home. Like I said before, let's take care of it and let's love it. And yeah, guys, I think that might be it for today's episode. Please comment below whatever baggage it is that you're carrying this week. I want to know all about it. Please, girls, don't be shy. You could even DM me. I want to, like, even anonymously, if you want to like anonymously DM me your baggage, I would love to hear it. I would love to go over topics that you're struggling with or things that you need advice on. But yeah, if you're willing to comment below the baggage that you're carrying this week, I would love that. I feel like it would be a fun little thing for us to do. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in to episode 2. There will be more episodes to come, obviously, and I can't wait to see you. in the next episode. I love you guys. Every Tuesday, we will be uploading a new video to YouTube, a new podcast. So stay tuned every single Tuesday. You're going to have to check in and we are going to unpack. So Tuesdays, guys. Tuesdays is our day for baggage claim. I love you. And I love whoever's watching this, whoever's behind the screen. I love you. Have a good day. Give yourself a hug and try not to be so hard on yourselves. I'm praying my mic is on because if my mic isn't on this whole time and I'm like recording all this, I will actually cry. Okay, it's on. I've been recording for 28 minutes. Thank you, guys. I'm trying to think what else I should say. If you haven't already subscribed and you've made it to this lap. Oh my God, I can't speak today. How many minutes? I've been recording for 50 minutes. I'm so tired and I have to go to the Langi and then more. Yeah. And also, it's so funny that I'm doing this episode today because today I have a boat party, like a yacht party for my friend's 30th birthday that I've been friends with since I'm literally like since I'm 15. And it's his 30th birthday. And why am I like nervous to be in a bikini? Like you see, like this is the shit. This is the type of shit. Like as if everyone doesn't already know what I look like. But I'm like, oh my God, I have to be in a bikini. And I've been thinking about it for the past 5 days. Like whenever I know I have to be in a bathing suit somewhere, I ruminate about it probably for like a week in advance. So I'm sure some of you could relate to that. I don't know why I'm sharing all this. Also, I kind of want to start vlogging monthly vlogs of like baggage claim vlog. Oh my God, I got something in my eye. I don't even know how. If you want to see that, comment vlog and I'll start doing that. It's Mickey. I'm done here. I love you guys. I keep saying it, but I really do.